Morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Mornings in Meridian. So, thank you so much for tuning in to this, the 2 best hours of local live radio right here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Glad to have you along this morning on this Tuesday, December 17th. 8 days until Christmas. All righty. The clock is ticking or the talk is clicking. I don't know. One or the other. Roger here along with. Say hi to Atkinson.
Good morning.
That's a pretty good clock you do.
I try.
You would be a good radio sound effects guy. We should do live theater.
It's theater of the mind.
That's what it is. Exactly. It's radio, and we're still here. How's that? And of course, he's still here too. Say hi to Charles Frazier.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Doing well. And yourself?
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. Always glad to be able to wake up in the morning, know that I get another chance at life.
I'd prefer to wake up in the afternoon. You know what I mean?
I heard you used to do that a lot when you were younger.
Well, I really did, yeah. But then we did that.
What's that?
Yeah.
Those are back in the long time ago. We're older. We're more responsible. We get up early now. Speaking of getting up early and probably going to bed late, his job, say hi to. It is the third Tuesday of the month. That's when we get a visit from the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of Lauderdale County, Mississippi. Say hi to Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
Good morning.
Look at you.
Everything's wonderful. It is absolutely gorgeous outside this morning.
It
It's
is.
not cold.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little damp, but there's no rain. So life is good.
Damp, no rain.
76 degrees for a high
Yeah,
today.
it's not Christmas Eve.
Well, it's going to be Christmassy by this weekend, though. Back in the 20s at night. So
December in Mississippi, when you get to have your heater and your air conditioner working properly. Yeah.
All 4 seasons in one day. Sometimes.
That can happen.
A lot of days.
That can happen.
65 for a high on Christmas.
Well, that's that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Kids can get out in the yard and play right the bike.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do we still allow kids to do that? Go outside on their own?
I think so.
Okay.
As far as I know.
I didn't know. We used to do that. I mean, when I was a kid, we'd leave the house and then never come back until supper time.
We had a conversation a couple weeks ago at the office about this. I look back, I really hadn't thought about it. My brother and I, my parents went off summertime. We were left alone. We were unsupervised. That's probably why my brother has some issues. But anyway, that's
just the brother.
Show, just the brother, not me. But
it's funny he says that same thing about you. I just
know
that.
But we'd be gone all day. We were out in the woods and building forts and fishing and just doing crazy stuff. That now I look back, I think, wow, it probably wasn't a real good idea, but we survived.
Well, my wife and I were having a discussion about some of the practical jokes and pranks that we did on people as teenagers, and I thought she outdid me once again. She just, I'm not worthy. We would throw firecrackers at cars passing by and let them pull over to check their tire. So that was one thing.
Fun stuff. Yeah.
Well,
Sheriff's like, there is no statute of limitations on that. You realize?
She literally.
ATF would say that's
I'm
explosive device.
So,
I can't say
You might
she
want to
did
stop
this.
now. Let me
That's
read
right.
you Miranda rights.
This show is getting archived.
This is another state.
hold on.
And ATF doesn't care.
They don't care.
Federality.
This was 1968.
Could you be a little more specific on the exact day? That way we can find the file.
Well, I won't say who did it, but somebody took pants and shirt and I guess made it look like a person lying in the road. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't want to do
This
that.
is next
Not
level.
someone named Debbie.
But this is no. I can't say names. I can't. Since the sheriff is here now, and he's talked about Miranda.
He's right now.
A great girl, by the way, but he's talking about Miranda,
Whether you married?
and she can get you in trouble.
You in trouble.
But yeah, that was. All we can say is probably, thank goodness, video games came along and took all these kids off the streets and out of the woods and all the rest. They could just stay on the couch and imagine everything through the flat screen, rather than go out and actually do these pranks and things like that. Video games have saved the world.
I think you're taking a huge leap.
No, I understand. Actually, video games have probably has robbed a lot of people of true living. Let's just put it that way.
Throwing things at cars.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, balls, we do all that.
Anyhow, if you want to call in and tell number is 601-485-9191. It's Mornings in Meridian. We're fired up this morning. We're going to tell you about our great sponsor, Barber and Son Plumbing. Make sure everything's working right and flowing right before Christmas.
That's right. The number one day to call plumber is, of course, the Thanksgiving Day, but the second, Christmas. You know it. So have this number handy, 614-827-023. You know, if you're a do-it-yourselfer and you got a plumbing issue, a broken part, you bring that down to Gary Barber and he will sell you the part and give you detailed instructions on how to repair it. Or Barber and Son Plumbing, of course, will come to your home or business as well. 601-482-7023 is their number there at 1123 6th Avenue in between 26th and we're at 26th and 12th Street. You know, they've been in business for over 80 years. I think at this point they are they invented indoor plumbing, but they are the place to go.
They did for our family.
Really?
Yeah. They literally built a bathroom inside the house for my wife's grandmother. Literally.
Well,
so that would be
that's
kind of inventing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're just great folks over there. And of course, you know, it's where the plumbers go for all of their supplies as well. Barber and Son Plumbing, they are the plumbing experts. 601-482-7023.
All right, it's Mornings in Meridian. We're glad you're out there. Any questions for Sheriff Wood Calhoun? He's right here in the studio with us. We're glad that and none of us have handcuffs on yet, so that's a good thing. Everybody seems to be law-abiding here so far. But really, how are things going out in the county, sir?
Things are going well. You know, we're in the midst of our put out a couple of days ago, which I figure somebody will call, and we'll go ahead and make go ahead and get it over with, and talk about the sobriety checkpoints we have set up.
Sheriff, how come you publish where you're going to put the checkpoint? What good is that?
Yeah, and I have a saved message I put out there once it gets started, and then I end up putting it several places. Sometimes I did modify it a little bit this year. So I think you have to back up for a second and realize that the sobriety checkpoints that we're doing, they have the purpose in doing those is to remove the impaired driver from the roadway. Okay.
Right.
So it is one tool that we use. We receive a grant through the state of Mississippi. It's what's called a pass-through grant. It's actually coming from the federal government to do traffic safety enforcement. And we actually received two different grants. One of them is for occupant protection. We, call seatbelt enforcement, and then also receive a grant funds two deputy positions for our two full-time, what we call DUI officers. And as a part of that DUI grant, some of the stipulations within the grant each year is that you have to have a certain number of certain activities. Doesn't say how many DUIs you write. A lot of times people get into the thing, you didn't meet your quota. We don't, quote, have a quota.
You're just out there trying to harass us because you're trying to make your quota.
We don't have a quota. We are.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I hear you.
I'm having fun.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So part of that during the holidays is an emphasis on making sure the impaired drivers off our roadways, because we know during this time of year we have increased traffic. This is statistically one of those times where you have more automobiles on the roadway, and historically we've seen across our country more impaired drivers. That's why we do it during this time period. Now, the reason why we advertise that is because while we're doing that, we're also trying to draw attention to it. By having people talk about it, that actually draws attention to it. And there's a 1990 Supreme Court case that came out of the state of Michigan. I think it's Michigan and Site, SCITZ, Site, I believe is how you say it, where a person had received a DUI and they appealed it and went all the way to the Supreme Court, where they were saying that their Fourth Amendment rights were being violated by the state, stopping vehicles, and getting into their business, essentially, whether or not they were drinking. And the Supreme Court came back, and I love it every time on Facebook somebody puts, they're unconstitutional. Well, that's not what the Supreme Court decided. They decided they were constitutional within some guidelines. And a part of those guidelines were that they were publicly made aware ahead of time that you were specific. In other words, like you did every car, or you did every third car, that kind of thing. And so within those guidelines, we want to make sure we do these checkpoints, because it does us no good if we set up a sobriety checkpoint out here. We get someone DUI and we get to court, and their attorney goes, "Judge, they did not do this, this, and this."
Didn't follow the constitutional process.
Right.
Guidelines is laid out by the Supreme Court.
So do y'all do every third car? So if I'm like second in line, I'm like,
what we do is we predetermine what we're going to do.
I got you. You don't publish that part of it.
No, we do not.
Every blue car. That's what we're going to
And of course, we keep records for all of this.
So
all right,
let me give you for example. Let's suppose you're at a sobriety checkpoint and you look down the road and you see a 2003 Expedition stop and turn around and go the other way. I'm just wondering what you.
We're going to say that's Roger Burt. We're pretty sure his driver's license is suspended for the last DUI.
go get him.
Check his seatbelt too.
Go get him. Yeah,
Don't remind him, Rob.
yeah.
Let's look up his history here.
Oh boy. Firecrackers in 1968. Don't forget about that as well.
That sounds like a potential threat we need to be thinking about. So we have the sobriety checkpoints, but we also do regular roadside safety checkpoints. We're not required to publicize those. The purpose of those points is for things like equipment, headlights out, seat belts, tag lights out, expired tags, those kind of things.
Insurance registration.
Well, no, not insurance.
Okay.
You have to have a primary citation to then go to that. Now, let's say somebody had a headlight out. Okay. Pull over to the side, deal with the headlight, need to see your insurance card as well. So then we would do that then. So they're similar. They look alike. I get it. Public. They're really two different things.
We got sobriety checkpoint and safety checkpoint.
Yes. Now, so the purposes are different for the two types of activities. However, that doesn't mean that if you're come up to a safety checkpoint and you're drunk, that you get away with it because, hey, y'all didn't do it.
Drunk driver.
This is
just a safety checkpoint.
So
You can't arrest me.
Today.
So they're very similar, but they're different. So
we've got a caller on the line there. We're going to take that call, but just want to remind you, if you do happen, I'm not going to tell you exactly the time, but if you do happen to be out today around the Jeff Davis Road in Southeast Middle School area, just know that you might see some of your citizens that are law enforcement. That's all I'm going to say.
Looking at the schedule right now.
Oh, yeah, it's right there on the website. No secret. You can go to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's website and find out where all the checkpoints are. So they're not trying to hide anything, but it sounds to me like really what you're after. You're not trying to catch people. You're trying to save lives.
we're trying to remove that impaired driver off the roadway, which results in less injuries and deaths.
Less risk. All right, let's take a phone call. 601-485-9191. Good morning.
I just want to say that I appreciate you for doing the roadside safety checkpoint. And, all potentially people never know that they are. For the impaired driver. We'd like to say, Sheriff, is I know how back they pull people over in the right lane and they get a little happy. I'd like to see a sobriety checkpoint bingo card. And you go to everyone, you get it checked out, and then there's your prize. If you get
that is an interesting idea. It's not a bad idea.
A checkpoint bingo card.
Like if you go to all the sobriety checkpoints, and pass them,
and
it's kind of like those people that get all those free tickets. That may have and they all get invited to come to a free concert. They probably come out to work just to get that mark on that bingo.
That is
an appreciate you, and you do a great job, guys. You do a great job. You don't get you don't get the praise that you deserve when you deserve it. I just want to say that. Thank you all, and y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You too, sir. Thank you, sir. And I'll certainly extend those kind of words back. We have an incredible group of people down there who work hard. You're right. Many times they see the dark side of life. And so they don't get enough pats on the back. So now's a good time for me to say to citizens, as you see officers out there, go ahead and say something to them. You don't have to stop them and give them a hug. They might be a little adverse to that, but I quite often when I'm in the community, will be a community event, or clubs, or whatever, or something like this, would say that to the community, and then inevitably within a day or two, somebody comes through the office and says, "You've been telling them people be nice to us." Some lady talked to me. I don't even know. They act like it's no big deal, but the truth of the matter is, everybody appreciates a little pat on the back.
Not only that, but we really do not want a culture or society where we don't have people out there on that line for us, keeping us safe,
right.
and that's something we just don't want to see.
We
want hugs? Is that what you're saying?
I'm
Go up to your
Hey,
local
I'm
sheriff.
a hugger. I'm good with it. Maybe not you,
I'm
Charles,
not
but
much.
you know,
Yeah, I'm not a hugger. True
couple last year we gave out cookies at
You want me to
Chick-fil-A. When people had everything right, they'd get a cookie. I got in trouble though because they said you're giving cookies to everybody. And I said, well, I'm trying to encourage, get a ticket, a citation for not what you said about Anna cookie. This helps it go.
What kind of cookies?
I don't even remember. They were just cookies.
Who made the cookie?
Oh, lots of different people.
Oh,
were they paid for with government funds, or what?
Oh, here we go. No, they were not.
No
cookie.
Was this an election year?
No, it was not. Well, no, wait a minute.
So there were no brown, just cookies.
No brownies.
Right.
We know that guy.
I think you got sponsored by somebody else or something.
I don't know what it is.
Mercy. Well, it is good. Yeah, and again, that's the thing about it. There should be no surprises because, as Rob said, and I'm looking here on the sheriff's website, you see what the checkpoints are going to be, and I just read off the one about tonight to be out at Jeff Davis Road and Southeast Middle School, so that's pretty clear.
We still get DUIs out, so don't. We still get DUIs, so it's not like it stops somebody. Apparently,
Well, I'm not sure how that all works, but I'm guessing that some people who are inebriated think that they can fool you.
well, we make the assumption everybody gets on Facebook or reads a Meridian Star news article or TOK or 2430. They've seen it, and that's just not the case.
If your conversation starts out by "Good evening, Ossifer," it's not going to end well.
Not at all.
I'm going to bring up guard.
I'm old enough and been around long enough. We don't have, thankfully, we do not have as many fatalities involving automobiles as we used to. There's a lot. I think in our community, a variety of factors. One, cars are much safer today than they were 20 years ago. The airbag, braking, and all of these newer safety enhancements in cars have made cars much safer. But back in I think it was 98, 99, 2000, right on there, we had like 2 years in a row where one year we had like 10 people die from fatalities on county roads, another like 8. So I can remember those years we had high fatality counts on county roads. There was a time in Mississippi the most dangerous place to be was in an automobile on a county road in the state of Mississippi. And we had some of those years we were having 900 people dying in car crashes across our state. One is too many, obviously, we all know that, but our numbers are way lower, and a lot of the cars are so much safer. Unfortunately, we're having more vehicles that are having crashes, not necessarily fatality crashes, but crashes because of course, cell phones. Can't talk enough about distracted driving.
Well, let's talk about that after our break because that's huge. Because you may not have the severity of crash, but there's got to be a lot of fender benders now because of that cell phone usage. We'll talk about that, but first we want to talk about Southern Business Supply because, as Charles does, he just describes how easy it is to make sure that everything he needs to conduct business is all taken care of just at his fingertips.
That's right, point click, and it is delivered the next day. You can't beat it. Southern Business Supply. Go to southernbusinesssupply.com. They've got all of their office supplies listed there, whether you need staples or paper, filing cabinets, all of that stuff they have in stock and will bring it to you the next day. You can't beat it. And of course, they have full lines of office furniture and home office furniture as well. You got to check out their showroom at 5685 Dale Drive. 2447, or as I said, it's just so easy to go to southernbusinesssupply.com, point, click, and like magic, it is there the next day.
Poof.
Poof!
You said
The
like magic.
magic.
So I thought I'd throw in.
Like magic.
Now, Rob's a sound effect capital.
Oh, there you go.
Like magic.
Just like that. Of course, when you buy local, your money stays here. Say no to the big box stores and say yes to southernbusinesssupply.com.
Billy Adam Calvert.
Thank you, Billy Adam.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, it's Mornings in Meridian. Sheriff Ward Calhoun is in the house. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls at 601-485-9191. Easy number to remember. And also, we'll be talking a little bit about what's the effect of these personal devices, these cell phones, these cameras, these information devices that we carry with us in our car. We'll talk about all that when we come back. Stay tuned. Oh, yeah. Blake Sheldon getting you in the Christmas spirit this morning. You can hear Blake Sheldon on our sister station, 105.7.
The legend.
That's it. Exactly. And, of course, we do get to play those songs that have a limited shelf life. We have to take them off the shelf about noon on Saturday. But I'm not Saturday, but on Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas on Wednesday this time. Wow, almost a week away.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody done their Christmas shopping? Or I like the way people ask, "Are you ready for Christmas?"
I ain't got a choice.
What do you mean ready? What does that mean? I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
For it to be over.
I'm ready for a
ready.
day off. Yeah, you better believe it. Yeah,
I'm gonna come back up here Thursday.
we're not
I won't
going
be
to.
here. Ooh, enjoy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk to the dog.
Yeah, we can make something.
Let's take something out. Make that happen. Roger here, along with Rob. Also, Charles Frazier's in the house.
Yeah, I'll be here, but not Thursday.
And we're glad. We're also glad that Sheriff Ward Calhoun is.
I am
taking time.
definitely not going to be out here Thursday.
So,
Unless one of y'all get a warrant or something.
Well, that could happen.
And
You know, in your
Fire
job,
crack.
make a special trip out here just for that.
you know, doctors, they're people that are on call, and you're the sheriff of Loudon County. I mean, what does that look like taking the day off for you? What does that look like?
I have these lovely devices where, well, I can
Wait, you
call
have
them
two
both.
phones?
I got a county phone. I got my phone.
Okay, county phone, your phone. You got a walkie-talkie.
Got one of those too. They
All
get hold of me.
Have you got a taser?
Got a we get new tasers too.
Get new tasers in the sheriff's office.
I'm taserless right this
Uh-oh.
minute. Well, and it's just okay. I ain't got the taser right.
You got a gun?
Got a gun. I'm not gunless. I got that.
So you're in between tasers.
You feel good?
Well, no, everybody's got one. We had several switch design. We sent them back. They just fix them, turn them back. It takes sometimes a couple of weeks.
Better recall on the taser.
They should,
I
but
guess they would up the amperage, you know. Instead of just electrifying, it'd be like smoldering, you know. I'm talking like Christmas.
You cook a turkey with those things. That's right.
Well,
Stick it in there. Shoot
I'm
it.
thinking about Christmas Vacation cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is an option. But you have to also have like an extension cord where you plug it in the wall and back your taser. And we
Just don't do that.
Okay, gotcha. But we do have some new ones coming.
So new tasers on the way. All right, and you know, I guess I here's what I would have to process. I this is part of the reason I have the utmost respect for law enforcement, because then you've got to determine in a given situation: do you pull the taser out? Do you pull the gun out? Do you just leave everything alone and talk? That's a lot of decision making in a short period of time.
It happens quickly.
Yes. So you know you got to make a decision how this is all going to go down.
Or that's training and working through that and know what you can and can't do and when you shouldn't do it. You know, somebody standing there holding covered in gasoline, probably not a good idea to take top of a ring.
I think that would depend entirely on who it is.
Well, no, it actually it happened about 4 or 5 years ago over in Alabama. Pretty close within I don't remember Sumter. I don't remember what county, but it was right in the western Alabama where a deputy and another deputy tased the guy and had gasoline, and yeah, they both got burned pretty bad.
Oh, the deputy did.
Mhm. Not the one doing the tasing. I think if I remember right, it was 2 of them. One of them. So you have to these are all considerations. You got to think about this stuff when you're doing.
All right, stop or I'll shoot.
Yeah.
One line.
Yeah, it's not a
lead
pretty
them up.
That's a double combination. Think about it: getting tased and then catching on fire. That's not good.
See, you just give me a great idea because I like to light my brush piles at home, and I'm going to have to investigate some of that. That'd be fun.
Start them with a taser.
I can see now we can.
Watch this, David. You some redneck stuff right there. Man. I love it.
You keep doing that, Roger, and we'll be giving donations to the burn center
You can do that.
instead of sending flowers.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I like starting brush fires. I mean, contain. I don't. I'm not an arson.
Let's see here. Y'all see what's going on here, don't you? We go all the way back to our childhood with what?
Firecrackers.
With fire. Okay, and
And
now
I've
we're
started brush fires with firecrackers. by the way.
see.
That's the gasoline on for the
we get any
firecracker.
arsons anytime soon, I'll make sure the arson investigator talks to you.
Well, trust me, if I was truly an arson, there'd be a warehouse on E Street to be down right now. So don't you even worry about me being that. Good Lord. Oh, that's
Yeah,
another
but you
subject.
get that taser for Christmas. I mean, that could happen.
That
Or
is,
how the
that is the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
charge it up, ready to go.
Not trying to suggest. And anyway, I don't know. See, you have this influence on us here. We come in here and we just go all over the
That
place.
is- Yep.
Well,
Glad it's
Usually
recorded.
well,
That way I take notes and try to remember.
oh yeah,
record
it's
this?
archived. It's
Oh,
archived.
do we?
No, let's say a big thank you to Billy Shoemate. He's getting ready to make that a little bit better.
Roger, you should know that our arson investigator is listening this morning. He's taking notes as well.
Aha.
We would like to talk to you a little later in the morning about some unsolved cases that we have.
Well, I was not there. wherever it was, I was not there.
That's a good
An
place
alibi.
to start, but you'll feel better when you start telling the truth.
I've got an alibi. I have an alibi. So don't you worry. Anyway, let's talk some serious stuff here, folks. You come on in here and be part of the show at 601-485-9191. That puts you right here with us, and you can ask the sheriff. If you say, if I could ever see the sheriff, I want to ask him a question. Guess what? You can see him, or you can talk to him anyway. And if you're on Facebook, you can see him. But he's right here. If you want to ask a question for the sheriff of Lauderdale County, he's right here, 601-485-9191.
Sheriff, if we had any, I've got a question. Any drone sightings around in Lauderdale County? If there was a drone hovering around,
We had this discussion yesterday at the office. We mentioned that there would probably be a lot of calls coming in about, gunfire. And I could see some folks getting their rifles out and working on the windage, those kind of things. That's probably why that doesn't happen here. I've had several people ask me about this. I'm like, guys, come on now. You know as well as I do, the federal government knows exactly what's up in the sky, and people need to calm down a little bit. That's the Russians on overhead at night. Think about this: if you were going to put a drone up and going to be gathering intel, let's just say you were going to do that, would you put lights all over it? You just would. I mean, come on, it's
unless you wanted to scare the public.
Well, I can think of a lot of other ways to do that. Yeah. Like, I don't know, put a virus out there and everybody put masks on, those kind of things.
Wow.
Some people haven't gotten the message they can take it off.
Drop the virus from the drone.
From the drone, yeah. But, I just don't believe for a second that
You could drop a firecracker from a drone.
Onto a car.
Like an M80 or something? Oh, man.
Right. Or onto a brush pile.
I'm going to get you an application for the Ukrainian army.
I'm here. My name is Roger. I'm here to fight.
Don't ride a scooter.
Good night.
An application for the Ukrainian army. Let's see.
Wow.
I said, are you alive? You're hired.
And look,
You have pulse.
Yeah, we just have to do a physical. Breathe on this mirror. Okay, you go put on uniform.
Hired. Right.
All right. 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. You have a question for the sheriff. Please have a question for the sheriff.
Good morning, Jim. Yes, I got a question.
Betty, before you ask that question, we got to tell you that on the Christmas tree here in the office, we've got 3 pictures of you on our Christmas tree.
Oh, my, you are trying to scare Santa Claus away.
I don't know. There's an ornament right next to his now.
Oh, yeah, we got a Donald Trump ornament there, too.
You and Don.
And thank you, Liz. Liz left us some good Christmas tree ornaments. So, anyway, now back to your question. I didn't mean to derail you, but I just wanted you to know that we have treated you with the utmost respect here in our studio.
Yeah, you're great. Anybody with some old stupid man like me, you deserve accommodation. No citation with accommodation. These is the difference. But anyway, Trump, I got 4 of the buttons that this man made when Trump ran first.
Mm-hmm.
With Trump's picture on it, and got him hanging on my lamp shade. But anyway, my question is, I heard a story about a man that was his business was being broken in. He had alarm system, so he ran down there to check it out, and there was somebody inside, and he caught one of them, and the guy ran through the woods. So he ran around, knew where the woods came out, and when he got around there, where the man did, saw him coming, he fired a couple of shots in the air, let him know that he was armed. So anyway, we held the man till the police got there. They got him and went back and got one or two more that was in the building. Now, here's the ironic part of it. They charged him with firing a weapon inside the city. It may be against the law, but would that be the prudent thing to do? To charge a man who was being robbed with a crime, sit down and book and arrest him and charge?
Where did that happen? Was that here in? Did you say that was here in Meridian?
Yes.
Okay, I got.
Interesting.
Yes, this did occur. A couple of our deputies were there. We actually caught the one that got away. I say got away. He got from the building out to almost 11 and 80, and we didn't actually catch him. The business owner, I understand. I hope I'm getting this all right. He had gotten the guy. He actually gotten the gun off of him. Had him at, I guess you could say, had him at gunpoint and stereo because he had his gun and had the bad guy's gun. But anyway, had him down on the ground. We got him cuffed, got him in the car, went back. Another one of our deputies, along with a family member, they searched the building, and then I believe out back in a trailer, like I don't know what size trailer, but the second suspect, they had cameras up. They saw these guys there. I think that's how it all got started. And they were able to get him out of the trailer eventually and got him arrested. I believe both of them have been now charged by the city of Meridian with burglary. I haven't verified that, but I think that's happened. But you are correct. What I understand, they charged the business owner with shooting a firearm inside city limits. I wasn't there. Don't know all the circumstances around it. So, I'm hesitant to pass judgment. It does sound like something that maybe instead of an arrest, we could have. You're going to charge him, cite him, let him back go, let him come to court, give him a court date, kind of thing. But that's the decision.
Arrest.
That's my understanding.
Wow.
Yeah.
They took him into custody.
That's my understanding. So that was not the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, but
Yes,
You said the sheriff's department did not.
did not. We were there. We helped apprehend these guys, but we were just there assisting. But
right.
Okay.
It's like a good Samaritan thing. They charged them for hitting somebody one time. But anyway, that's the mentality of the city police department.
Now you're old enough to know, Bill. You're old enough to know, Benny, that no good deed goes unpunished.
Well said. Well said.
Well, I think, just listening to it, and I've read a little bit about it on social media, but it seems to me that, so he fired a gun off in the city limits. That's a crime. Charge him, but why take him into custody and then drop the charges later? I mean, you're just going to throw that out. Wait a minute, that's ridiculous.
Well, if you fire one shot.
Now, are you compelled to charge somebody with a crime if it's been committed in your presence?
you're not compelled to it.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of variables that go on with everything that we do. You certainly should or can. I shouldn't say should. You certainly can if it happens in your presence. A lot of times people are confused about this. I mean, that's a good time to cover this real quick. When we make an arrest, we're doing that either with a warrant or we've had something's occurred in our presence, like what you're talking. For example, driving a citation. You did that. You ran that. You didn't stop that stop sign. For example, we see that. That's like when we go out. We have my best analogy is you get a call. There's a disturbance in the neighborhood, and you show up. And, y'all are neighbors, and Charles is holding in his nose, and he says, "Hey, I came out here in the yard because Rob's out here, and he keeps cutting my grass. I don't like my grass cut that short, and I believe the line's over there, and he keeps cutting one path too far into my yard. I'm going to say something, and he hit me in the nose. All right, well, Rob's standing there. You're standing there. You got a bloody nose, but I didn't see that happen. We're going to look at you and say, guys, you're saying he hit you. You need to go to justice court and make out a warrant for his arrest for simple assault.
You want to cut my grass again, by the way.
I knew it.
Well, now,
And if you want to punch Charles in the nose, you
yeah,
can.
but wait a minute.
Just be
That's
careful.
not nice.
Now we take people, we also take people into custody who we believe they committed a crime, but you got to go get a warrant.
Okay, but
Yeah.
what if you witness a crime and the crime would be shooting in the city limits?
Look what you started, Danny.
Now that's an ordinance. I would
That
imagine.
is correct. That is
So
a
it's
city
not
ordinance.
like a felony.
No,
Or
it's a
something.
misdemeanor of offense.
So if you see someone commit a felony, are you compelled to arrest them?
Well,
If you
you
see
know,
someone assaulting somebody else, you have to arrest
You probably would for a felony offense, or you certainly would stop it.
them. Yeah.
And again, sometimes there are circumstances you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And the chances, if you had two people fighting, we probably would, because we did see that. We probably
Yeah.
would. Make that
Danny, we
arrest.
got you hanging on there, and I know that you you got a good discussion going here, fella.
well, you're thinking a man did something to prevent somebody from being shot by warning the man that he had a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was prudent for the police department to take a little consideration and say that was ridiculous
Yeah.
for them to charge him, arrest him, and charge him. That's not the mentality.
Yeah.
They want, like Roger said, no good deed goes unpunished. But,
Yeah.
well, what do you expect?
Yeah.
That's Meridian Police Department.
The good thing is that there'll be a court date, and that's the judge will make a decision after hearing all the evidence what to do.
Yeah,
He has every right to his property too.
and you don't know if he started off to one of the officers, or something like that, and you never know what.
Is that
And surely
crime?
no law
Not a crime.
enforcement officer though would do a vindictive arrest.
Well, not the sheriff's department. I know that. But,
No, you're going way too far there.
hold on.
Well, Mr. Benny,
I hope not.
we appreciate
have
you
that tape,
being
so
out there,
right.
and thank you for your phone call, my friend.
One more comment. You better watch Roger on that lawnmower. He may end up in a lake with it.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
There.
It was right there. It was it was almost healed. That scab was almost healed, and he ripped it right off.
Just cut the grass for the life vest.
Wow.
You'll be all right.
Ooh.
Oh, I just couldn't resist that.
Oh, my
Well,
father-in-law laughs about it to this day. He just remembers how I looked coming out of that lake.
Wet.
That very much so. Dripping wet. All right, Mr. Benny.
Anyway, with that thought, I hope everyone has a great day.
Too late now, Benny. Too late.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, hey, still riding that mower though. It's we dried it out and cleaned it out and changed the fluids. It's going strong.
It's like you see those shows you talked about, when you come up on a incident like that where two folks are maybe in an altercation where they put cuffs on. Well, we're not arresting you, we're detaining you so we can get more information, because they're showing out in public like that. Yeah. And then the suspect or whatever thinks they're being arrested. No, we're detaining you until we get more information. So
you got to figure things out.
yeah. So, and I know y'all probably come up on those situations.
We do
obviously.
occasionally.
Yeah.
Just tase them.
Just taste them.
All I can say is I
Does it
commend
smell
him.
like gas?
Don't taste it.
No, not him.
I didn't pour it on him. Okay, it wasn't me. But I'm impressed with the eyesight that your deputies have, because to be able to drive down the street and then see me not wearing a seatbelt and turn around and pull me over. That's incredible eyesight. Incredible.
Probably had a drone up that day.
Maybe that was it.
Shoot
601
that thing down.
485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Do you have a question for the sheriff?
Yes, I do, in case he may remember, because when I'm standing in front of the board supervisors, I don't have my wits about me, which has become a problem now that I've gotten a little age on me. But I did find out that the transfer station situation
Mm-hmm.
is not determined by when the board of the county would have a hearing, but is a Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality situation, and they will be conducting the hearing here in Lauderdale County, and that's one of the things that I believe the sheriff might be able to confirm if I heard correctly, and it will be sometime after the first of the year, is my understanding, and there will also be notices, I believe I heard, in the Meridian Star, and that's the information I wanted to get back to you on today from what I heard yesterday.
So there's going to be a hearing held by the State Department of Environmental Quality.
Yes, not the county, because it is their situation to decide on giving the JYC company a permit or not to install the transfer station. And there's a lot of information that we don't know about that situation, which I've learned after hearing that the litching situation was reported on yesterday after my call. And it's just, I heard a presentation from the JYC partner, principal, and never heard so much of the things that I've learned since then. And that is the type of information that should be conveyed in a public hearing.
Okay. You learned a lot by being at the Board of Supervisors presentation yesterday.
Well, I learned that yes, it is will hold a hearing over here somewhere sometime after the first of the year.
Okay. All right, good. Well, keep us
Maybe
apprised
you
of that.
confirm that information was correct.
That's what was yes, correct. That's what was said yesterday, and they indicated that by whatever statutory means that the DEQ would advertise that that would be done. In the assumption, I think everybody in the room made it would be a press release, and I think it was also indicated that landowners in the immediate area would receive like a notice of some kind by mail or whatever. But the general public would also be told about it through the media.
Good. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good call. All right, appreciate that. Well, we're well into our Fox News break. We need to take it, so let's do that. And when we come back, we'll have more with Sheriff Ward Calhoun.
John Barnes says 2 of the 6
Taking care of business. That's what we do here at Mornings in Meridian. That's why you listen to this show, whether it's on 102.1 FM or it's on our stream, WALTmeridian.com, or whether it's on our app, which I understand is having some little kind of ins and outs right now. But just come back on the computer there and listen on WALTmeridian.com if that's not working for you. There's a way to stream it. We got Facebook options. Go ahead. We're here. Hello. Or
2.1 FM.
Or that.
Oh, radio.
Good old terrestrial radio. That's the voice, by the way, of Rob Atkinson, also Charles Frazier. And in the house today on this third Tuesday of the month is Sheriff Ward Calhoun. Welcome, everybody.
Morning.
All righty. Well, we're off and running. Of course, we'll start out by reminding you, if you are going to speed, you're going to need a vehicle. Or if you are going to get pulled over for a DUI, you're going to have a vehicle. So why not go up to get a good deal on a vehicle? Go to Doc's Toyota.
That's right, Toyota, number one in reliability. You know that. They've got all kinds of 2025 Camrys, 4Runs, Thunders, Highlanders, Priuses, Free Eye, and of course the Land Cruiser. You can cruise the land in those. You didn't know that.
Those are pretty sharp-looking vehicles.
Yeah, they are indeed. And of course, they've got a very large, some might say, selection of pre-owned inventory elements with the rigorous multi-point Toyota inspection process. So
How many points?
Multi.
Okay, there you go. They check everything.
487.
They check everything.
I have no idea how many multi points, but it is a lot of them.
Yeah.
They check it all.
Make sure this thing's ready to roll.
Yes, exactly. So you know you're getting a good quality used vehicle, and you can check out all of their inventory, both new and pre-owned, online at Toyota.com. Service department up there, second to none. If you need your vehicle service, just take it on up to Philadelphia. Get her done at Doc's. And of course, every dealership has a deal. You get a toaster oven, you get a nose, you get an air fryer. Who needs one of those? Well, I'll tell you what, there is no deal like a Doc's deal.
That's it, folks. Right up the road there in Philadelphia. It's Mornings in Meridian. Sheriff, thank you for taking time to be here in our studio this morning. I know that you have lots to do. You're almost a year into this job. How's it fitting?
Things are going well.
Okay.
Because there's good folks down there working. Certainly not, me there. It's us there.
Still hiring?
The bench deeper.
Okay.
We don't have a portal where we get to, do that.
Don't
Transfer
ask.
portal.
Don't ask.
He wants a taser. He wants to carry a
Yeah, he's
taser.
going to ask you. Yeah, yes.
I see.
You're not hiring. Rob.
He asked Coker the other day when he was here.
I got
So,
I've always wanted to wear green.
Yeah, well, come on down and get it. Well, you have to come down, get on the line, get an application, put it in, and we'll get you in front of the committee, and we'll consider it.
I want a gun. I want a uniform and a gun. A badge.
This reminds me of an Andy
I
Griffith
just
episode with Ernest T. Bass.
the only thing standing between me and true love is your uniform.
That's right. See?
There you go.
All right. We're glad you're out there. And of course, we have a question for the sheriff. You can call him at 601-485-9191. And we were going to talk a little bit about the effects of cell phones and people driving and traffic accidents these days. What's the trend right now when it comes to personal devices in vehicles?
Yeah, that we're seeing an increase. I was looking online real quick. There's a survey, wrong word. It was a study that was done by NHTSA, the National Highway Safety Institute.
government study.
Government study. Who
About
knows? And these are hard numbers to get because, of course, we that's one of the questions that during a crash report you're asking some of this information. Not every state asks it the same way, so it's hard to really know 100%. But what has been the trend is distracted driving is as big an issue as impaired driving. And distracted driving can be lots of things, not just an electronic device. We've all seen people putting on makeup. I've seen people with newspapers. You see them with a book. There's all kinds of anything that keeps a driver from paying attention to what they should be doing, which is operating the vehicle. It's a distraction. And taking your eyes off the road for just a few seconds can have a major impact on your life. See the pun I did there. Impact. So, anyways,
I've seen them eat cereal out of a bowl.
yes, I'm telling you.
How do you do that
Careful.
while on their cell phone and putting on makeup at the same time?
Wow.
It's extraordinary. That's
So,
talent.
It costs you money because every time somebody has a crash, we all of us pay for it in insurance, health insurance, people in the hospital. I mean, there's a huge economic cost to all the crashes that we have, and sometimes somebody even thinks about that part of it. But it certainly affects you personally. You know, deductibles on the insurance, you got to find a new car, all the trouble that's there. If you get if you're doing one of these activities that causes you to get a ticket, you have increased costs on your insurance for your cars. It's folks work on making sure you have your seatbelt on and you're not distracted by whatever it is. But we do see cell phones being a major.
Countless times I've passed people oncoming that are looking down. It's just crazy.
Well, and in some instances too, I know a lot of folks have their phone like into their vehicle where they can just talk.
Yeah.
You can even get distracted doing that
You can.
too.
Because you got a
conversation where you're focused on that, and all of a sudden you just look 1 second away from the road, and
there you go. You could say things like,
"Hey, you kid, shut up."
You'd be driving down the road, you say, hey Siri, call Joe from Chunky. And they would call up Joe from Chunky. You know, like, hello, good morning, caller. Welcome to our show.
Good morning.
Oh, what?
Joe! How you? How you?
How you doing, Joe?
Good morning. What's going on?
Oh, well, we're just sitting here with Sheriff Ward Calhoun talking about people talking on the phone while they're driving.
Well, we left out one other thing, too, that causes people problems.
Yeah?
Most of them don't know how to freaking drive.
Good morning.
Come on, Joe.
Look, y'all know that I used to haul the crews to the railroad, and I have seen some crazy stuff. But most of these people do not know how to merge. They don't know how to get onto the interstate. They don't know how to even make a freaking right turn the right way.
Oh, wow. What's the right way to make a freaking right turn?
You're supposed to put your turn signal on at least.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, listen to me. This is how traffic gets screwed up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put your turn signal on.
Right.
You're supposed to make a 90-degree turn. Some of these people make a freaking circle, almost looks like a U-turn when they're going to make a turn. They go off into the left lane before they even go to make their turn to the right. And don't tell me you haven't seen that, because I know you have.
I'm not going to tell you anything, Joe.
I think she needs to fill out an online application.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think she'd be a great hire.
Well, these people that aren't using turn signals they're saving their blinker fluid. They don't want it to
Blinker fluid. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Blinker fluid. I love it.
Telling you. Well, so, what do we need to do to help people drive better? I don't know how you get a license these days. I think you just go up and apply for one, don't you?
You do.
Well,
you
let
don't
me,
get that anymore. Well, they're fixing to go back to driver's ed next year. I think in 26.
The actual test, the driving.
Yeah,
test.
I think I don't know all the ins and outs. I just know that in Mississippi they changed the law.
Good.
This last time. You have to have younger, whatever at school they got to use driver's
Do you
ed.
remember driver's ed class, Joe?
yes, but we had a simulator before. We had a simulator for about 4 weeks before we actually got to go out on the street.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
It,
cool.
was like, it looked like I remember those like you were driving in like 1953. The cars were old.
Hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
I don't know about Joe where you were. I'm talking about what I experienced when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had a simulator, and you were looking at a screen, and the screen was attached to your pedal, your gas pedal, and it tells you when you're supposed to signal, when you're supposed to turn, when you're supposed to do all of that kind of stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, we were doing that for about 4 weeks. I think we had 2 classes a week until they actually put us in a car.
Oh, so then after you were in the car, did you have a good teacher?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
He was quite patient, so that's one of the requirements. But I really think that
What was your biggest screw up when you got in the car?
letting somebody else drive.
Oh! She's pretty fast. She's good. She's quick. Please continue.
So I did want to tell you that it mostly is the big man upstairs. Because once he gets free will, that gives everybody free reign for stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Choose wisdom, not stupidity.
So, the thing is that when you're out on the road, I was always taught you're supposed to be a defensive driver. You're supposed to you're knowing where you're going. You're supposed to watch out for what somebody else does.
Mhm.
That's what I taught my kids. I also taught my kids to use their mirror. But I know a lot of men, when they're backing up, they don't use the mirror. They turn around and look.
All right, I'll give you just a quick question here, Joe, just to test you there. All right, let's
Do I
say.
get a no stop if I pass or what?
Yeah, we'll do something nice there. But you're driving behind somebody. The speed limit's say 55, and they're going 40. Do you A, just follow them until they clear the roadway, or do you B, pass them when you have a clearance, or C, you kind of bump their quarter panel and spin them out?
Well, number one, I would pass them when I can. And number two, if I had the Jeep, yes, I would bump them.
You get the gold star.
Right.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I'm not.
Actually, Joe, you win the grand prize today. You get a free yard burning.
Oh, yes, with a taser.
You got any brush in these birds?
Burn everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I just think that people need to learn how to, the purpose of driving, do you all even know what the purpose of driving is? To go from point A to point B safely and efficiently, okay? You don't want to sit on the road for 2 hours on a trip that should only take you 1 hour and 10 minutes. Why would you do that? If you know what you're doing and you know how to drive, you've already picked up the route, you know where you're going, why would you drive us down the track or getting behind someone who doesn't know what to do?
Joe, I don't want to make your boss upset at me. I think the world of it. But if you'll go to lauderdaleso.org and go to their jobs site and fill out an application, there might be a good government job in your future.
Well, I already got pulled over by a guy from the sheriff's department one day.
Did you really?
I was caught speeding going down Highway 80 towards the house one day.
Now wait a minute, they don't have radar. How did they pull you over?
Because he was already pulling somebody else over, and I zoomed by him. And when evidently he must have finished writing a ticket because next thing I know, he was right behind me.
Wow.
And he goes, lady, he says, you don't have your seatbelt on. I said, no, sir, I do not. He goes, why not? What's the matter? Don't you know that's the law? I said, no, this is a very old law. I said, it'll either cut off the circulation in my boob or the circulation on my neck. I said, which one do you think I prefer? This poor guy didn't know what to do. He was almost purple. Turned around, he said, go.
That's why we kind of give her welcome that we're always going to get a good surprise whenever I wish you could see the sheriff's face right now. He's really just not sure where to go with this.
Well, I'm not going to lie with you.
Look, I know exactly what you're talking about. My wife talks about the discomfort of the shoulder strap, and I get exactly what I don't get it exactly like I feel it,
yeah,
exactly. But I know from her experience that you have a legitimate complaint there.
Well, I know that one time they were thinking about giving us a second harness on the seatbelt, but that's where they opted into what we got now. But
this is a boot
we can't use that kind of stuff.
A harness on seatbelt?
Yeah, that in the beginning when they were deciding to put seatbelts in cars, they didn't know what kind of seatbelt to use. They thought about the one at the bottom that we had at the beginning. You remember? And then they were going to try to think of something else to put above that. But
yeah, for years we didn't have shoulder straps.
Exactly. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And everybody survived. Isn't that one?
Not everyone. However, I survived even though I was riding the window of the car and looking at the stars as my vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, not while
you're they were driving.
All right, I got a question.
Go ahead.
All right. Have y'all been paying attention to the people that Trump have been putting into office?
We have.
All right, so I got a question. Do y'all like Cash Patel? I think he's going to be head of the FBI, right?
Sounds like a good pick, don't you think?
Well, did you hear what he said he was going to do on day one?
Mm-hmm. What's he going to do?
He was going to shut down the FBI, turn it into a museum, and send everybody out in the field.
Whoa! Wow.
Cash.
Yeah, he went on television and said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to revoke everybody's security clearance from the FBI. I'm going to shut down the whole building. I'm going to review everybody, and I'm going to send them out into the field and actually make them do their job instead of sitting behind the desk being a warrior.
Well, he's going to have a hard time getting Senate approval, then, that's for sure.
Well, he's got the president's approval.
Yeah, I know.
So that's my thought. And then he's going to make, is it Don Bongino, the head of the Secret Service?
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yep, that's what I heard was coming next. So I think that he's putting in a team that says, mess with me if you want to, but we're going to get.
Hey, sounds good to me. That's it's time to wake people up. People need to come back home and go to work. And now I do know the FBI. There's people that do just sit at computers and watch for cyber fraud. So
Yeah.
maybe they're shopping for shoes. I don't know. One of the two.
Yeah, that's what they say. But you know.
Yeah.
Well, I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. And thank you. And yes, we know you love us, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you, Joe, from Chunky, checking in this morning. There you go. Wow. Do you know her?
I do.
Okay. So, yeah. She's a good lady. Yeah. She'd probably be good for the department if she did apply.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a place for somebody like her in that.
Seatbelt, especially.
Right.
Let's take a vote.
It's for the lady.
Let's take a phone call. Good morning, call. Welcome to our show. Question for the sheriff.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Paul.
Actually, I have a statement and a question.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Following on with Joe's original comment about people making really weird right-hand turns in the lane. So, like, a left-hand turn from the right lane or right turn.
Yeah.
See that a lot. Typically, it's down near the interstate in 39. And I don't know if that's just people out of town and don't know where they're at, what they're doing, or whatever, but I see it. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
The question I had for the sheriff, good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
Is this frustrates my wife, so I'm asking about it. When somebody's driving down a two-lane road, they turn their blinker on to turn right or left, it doesn't really matter. What is the rule about the cars behind that one turning on their blinker to let you know that somebody's got their blinker on?
You don't have to do it. I think people do it as a courtesy, kind of let people know why somebody in front of them is doing something. I see that occasionally, but not often. But if you as a driver are not doing that with your car, then there's no requirement that you do. But if you're car number 2, you don't have to do it. I think people just do it.
But it's not illegal to do it.
No, you could do it just so they know.
Then what if the car behind you, they're turning, and then you've got like 7 cars.
Okay, but if everybody turns their signal off and it keeps going,
But that,
Well, I think it's the southern thing, honestly.
I
Because
think
it drives my wife. I think it drives my wife nuts because she thinks all those cars are turning in the same way, and then they cut their blinker off to go straight. So that's why I'm asking, because it irritates her, but she's not from around here. So I'm thinking that maybe this is something that was brought up when we was coming up.
And Paul, what do we tell people that are not from here and things we do down here irritate them? What do we tell them?
I said yes, ma'am.
the smart response. Well, I'm with Pam on that one because it irritates me too, because I'm thinking I'll go around them and yet they're not turning, so I don't know what they're doing. And it's like, but the real problem is the people, it's either half the people use the blinker inappropriately because they're letting everybody else know that a car 3 ahead of them is turning, or they don't use it at all.
Mm.
And it's really, you can't turn your blinker on to let me know what you're doing. That's the worst part for me is the non-blinker use, not the overuse.
Yeah. The non-blinker use. Yeah.
Yeah, but we still have misuse of blinkers.
Very
That's a
much.
crime in this area.
And
A
do we
real
call them
problem.
blinkers or turn signals? What's the word we want to use?
Well, call them
Turn
signals.
signals, turn indicators.
Turn
Blinkers
it.
easier than turn indicator.
Yeah.
I like blinkers.
I'm
Yeah.
with the blinker there.
And remember,
But,
hand signals are still legal.
I got plenty of those.
No,
One in
no,
particular.
no,
Oh, what
not
are you
that,
talking about?
not that hand signal.
Oh, okay. I got it. I
Not
didn't
that
know.
hand signal.
Okay.
That's the guy that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if I don't see you, we're fixing to head north. If I don't see you soon, Merry Christmas and hope everybody has a great holiday season and safe. That's the big word, right, Sheriff?
That's exactly right. You got it.
And you're going to your wife's home state.
Yeah, it's in my marriage contract. I have to have her home for Christmas. So,
Yeah. Now you're probably going to do something while you're up there, or they're going to do something that you're not comfortable with because you're not from around there.
I'm pretty used to it now. I've learned to mingle among them and actually.
Give me an example of a Yankee habit that you observe that you just kind of like, don't need that.
Well, the very first time I went up there, I was struck by the fact that people aren't quite as friendly and upfront. In other words, you were going through the grocery store,
Yeah.
you don't chat up with the cashier. Now I do, and I get them laughing or something like that because
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
So I've gotten used to that. But I got to be honest with you, the area he's from, literally, you can swap the population with Meridian and take them about 20 minutes to learn the names of the different places,
Yeah.
and it would be the same. They have hunting, fishing, and everybody do their thing and racing.
Okay.
It's very similar to Meridian. As a matter of fact, even about 80% of the year, temperatures are almost the same, and they're over 1,000 miles apart. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, listen, just make sure you have a good Christmas. Tell Pam hi for me, and y'all be safe. Come
I
back.
will. All right. Thank you, guys. Great sheriff for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Good phone call. If you have a call for the sheriff, you can call this number. But we do need to take time to tell you that if you got your insurance bill from that insurance company that you have, and it was a little bit higher than you thought it should be,
A lot bit higher.
all you need to do is go down and check with Jeffrey Wilson at State Farm Insurance because he can save you. Well, he probably can save you some money.
It will save you money. That's right. When you combine your home and auto with State Farm and Jeffrey Wilson Insurance, you can save an average of $889. That'll buy you some nice Christmas gifts. I tell you what. And all you got to do is call him 614-883-8253, and he is ready to help you combine home and auto insurance and save right here in Meridian. And it's very important. You know your insurance agent because when you need them, all you got to do is call them, and they're going to fight to get you the best settlement that you need. And Jeffrey Wilson, of course, is a great member of our community. We're khaki. He's a good neighbor. And
I've seen him in blue jeans.
Really?
Yeah.
They like khaki blue
No,
jeans?
red and blue jeans.
Fair enough. Whatever.
So
But he is a good neighbor.
He is a good neighbor.
All you got to do is go see him, 2401 Highway 39 North. He's got the coffee on. He's ready to move. Or give him a call, 601-483-8253 for Jeffrey Wilson State Farm. Like a good neighbor.
Neighbor.
Jeffrey Wilson is there.
Very good. We've got to get this break in. I know a caller's ringing in. We'll try to get that call on the other side. Stay with us. It's Mornings in Meridian. Sheriff is in the house. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Yes. You know, at some point, you've got to watch it.
I want to spend the holidays dead.
We're all miserable. I have to sleep with your father. Oh man, all a good line from that movie. Glad you're out there, folks. That's by the way, the artist that sings that, Mavis Staples.
Oh, of course, Mavis.
Yeah, Mavis.
Mavis and Meathead.
Mavis.
Is that a show? What is that?
No, I think you're talking about Beavis
Oh,
and another guy. Yeah.
Shut up, Beatles.
Mornings. Rob's got them all. I think he goes home and just practices
He
voices. Yeah. If anybody says, "Hey, I heard Rob has voices in his head," he does. He does.
They're all lined up.
Every once in a while, they come out. We're glad you're out there, folks. Tuned in. It's third Thursday of December, last month of the year. The sheriff last show of the year.
third Tuesday.
Third Tuesday. What did I say?
It's Thursday, but it's all right. I mean, it's
I
so
know.
They both start with T. You're close.
right.
I
One's a
get that
TA,
confused on my
one's
pill tray. Even you know, it's like there's two T's with I like it. I like it when the pill tray has TU or TH. I'm good. Yeah, I can do
It's
that.
just a T that's confused. T is
I'm telling you.
bringing the T.
It's Mornings in Meridian. We're glad you're out there. We have a phone call at 601-485-9191. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all doing today?
Hello.
Doing
Good
well.
morning.
Zane, welcome.
Well, I want to weigh in on the multiple car blinker question there.
Yeah.
Who would
I
have
was
thought,
shocked
Sheriff? Who
by
would have
what
thought,
I
Sheriff? Who would have thought that would be the topic today, the multi-car blinker?
Ross Tingle taught me, and everybody knows who Ross Tingle is.
Mhm.
He probably taught you to drive.
Everybody your age and older.
He says that only the turning should signal.
Thank
the
you.
fact that you are applying brake lights are slowing down should give you the indication that something's going on ahead of
Mm-hmm. For those that don't know, Ross Tingle was a very well-known driver's ed instructor in Meridian.
Also an artist and a Boy Scout
you.
leader.
That's it.
Mhm.
And he taught me.
Wow, he taught the sheriff.
He did.
All right. Okay.
He told me one time, though, I shouldn't say that to others because you couldn't be personally responsible for the
Oh, you just said it, so you know. That. Oh, well.
So look, here we go. The best thing to do is instead of us thinking about it, opining about
That's
a good
I
word.
like that a lot.
it. Let's just see what the Mississippi Code 633-707 says.
I like it when it brings out the number.
I mean, this is it's like going to Sunday school. We got the book here. Let's see what the book says. Here we go. You ready? Not very long.
Verse 13.
You're going to learn a couple things here. You ready?
Ready.
No person shall turn a vehicle from a direct course on a highway. Now, when they say highway, you got to know the definition. Not it. They don't mean just on a highway. This is roadways. Anyway,
Public roadway.
there you go. All right. Start at the top and do it again. No person shall turn a vehicle from a direct course upon a highway unless and until such movement can be made with reasonable safety. Okay. And then only after giving a clearly audible signal by sounding the horn if any pedestrian may be affected by such movement, or after giving an appropriate signal in the manner provided in this article in the event of any other vehicle may be affected by such movement. Now, there's another code that addresses about using turn indicators or using hand signals, which I guarantee you most anybody probably under the age of 30 could tell you what hand signals are. But then again, we don't roll that on schools like we used to.
All due respect, Sheriff, and if I blow the horn at a pedestrian, I'm going to get a hand signal.
Probably. But that's what the
You can get one
statute
back.
says.
See? That's all. That's communication. That's what we call
Now,
it.
there's a little bit more y'all need to hear. A little bit more. A signal of intention to turn right or left shall be given continuously for a reasonable distance before turning. No person shall stop or suddenly decrease the speed of a vehicle without first giving an appropriate signal in the manner provided in this article to the driver of any vehicle immediately to the rear when there's opportunity to give such signal.
Say that last part
So
again.
how would we say? I mean, brake
Say that-
lights are
say that- say
signal,
that last
so we're
part again.
braking.
No person shall stop
No,
or
that's
suddenly decrease the speed of a vehicle without first giving an appropriate signal in the manner provided in this article. So you got to go look at an article. What else is it? It's
Put
gonna be
your
brake
hazards
lights.
on.
brake lights or
Brake lights are the hand signal.
Oh, the hand.
The
Once again,
stop.
needed that. Oh,
Yeah,
that.
there you go. That hand signal.
Look at this,
Okay.
though, is-
that
It's
could be
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is a turn. This would be left. This would be
That's
a right.
left.
This
That's
is
all
right.
fingers
turn,
raised, right.
left turn. All right, hands up, right turn, out be left turn, down be stop.
Correct.
Bingo.
All right,
Down beat. Stop.
down be stop. Yo,
There you go. So y'all are smarter than you thought you were. So there
Oh,
you
we
go.
didn't.
not really. Look what you did, Zane. Look what you did.
So what's the reasonable amount of time? Because I've had like little old ladies sing like a half a mile before. I don't think it's reasonable.
Well, in her
I don't think
mind,
it's
it's
reasonable.
reasonable.
That's true. Define reasonable. Okay.
Well,
Well-
talking about fatalities on the highway. Go back to that.
Okay.
The government has been spending our money to derive statistics from highway travel since 1921. And for every 100 million miles we travel, they calculate the statistical fatalities involved in that. And in 1921, to drive 100 million miles would be 24 fatalities. And now today, 2023 is the last year we got statistics on. It's 1.27 people die for every 100 million miles traveled. And that's been bouncing around since about the 90s. It's been the one.
Yeah.
And what was it? 1920? What was the first?
1921 was the first time that they statistically ranked that. And it was 24.09 people.
And they were going like 30 miles an hour.
Every 100 million miles.
Yeah, think about how much slower speeds were back then. You
They
didn't have
weren't
seat belts.
No seatbelts.
Yeah.
That was
A
Roger's
lot of
time.
cars didn't even have windows in them. I mean, you ever open, you get thrown out.
And
Yeah.
if one car encountered another, there was no give. It was just two bumpers meeting, and
And some of them had bars in the car too. So just
bars in the car.
bars
Right.
in the car, just dragging
Like a
drive.
bar
Pretty much. Get the flask out.
That number dropped below 10
Hmm.
in 1946.
Hmm.
And so that thing started getting better. And then into the 60s, it got even better. And it dropped below 5 in 1970. And then we've been on a steady decline since then. But we're holding, in the 1.1 area now, 1.1 to 1.3, somewhere around there,
Yeah.
which is hard to get much better than that.
So
Really.
this is
I mean,
this
that's
is a
like
good. This is a,
drive to the sun.
sure. And the fact that you know all these numbers validate the reason for our listeners why you have been referred by some who love you as the nerd.
Well, that's right. I am the nerd. If I don't have the statistics in my mind and I've got them, at least I know where I can get them.
That's the Google.
That's it.
Yep. Mhm.
There you, oh, I hear Buddy.
He wants to chime in.
Yeah, Buddy's coming in for his patrol. I got a customer walking in.
I wonder,
he's a good
I wonder,
driver.
I wonder how many pet accidents we have now versus.
I've had a few on my floor.
Well, I mean,
That would
pet.
well
No,
give the government
and
any ideas. They will start spending millions to do that.
I think
with
that'd be-
Vivek there.
you go.
Elon. Yeah. Get rid of
Well,
all those
go
studies.
take care of business. But hey, glad to hear from you, sir.
You guys have a wonderful day. Take care.
Good information. Thank you. And that's my father did talk about how dangerous the roads are because he was living when all these cars developed like that. He was born in the 1910s, so he saw it all kind of develop. But he was talking about how dangerous it was. Just, I guess, you need to have highways. You get stuck in the mud. You might could.
They didn't even have turn signals like that.
Well, that's where the hand signal started.
Special.
Hey, it's something I need to make everybody aware of. We got a little lull here. So
Lull.
this coming Friday,
We're going to wall.
I said we would write a little lull. I'm trying to use is that a good radio word? A lull?
Well, that's never a good word in radio.
No, it's not.
But it's accurate for our show.
Yeah. Y'all been on a roll this morning, so a lull might be good for everybody to take a breath for a second.
Oh,
So
yes.
make everybody aware that this coming Friday, this coming Friday, starting at 8 a.m. up around West Lauderdale High School and the middle school up there.
Mm-hmm.
That if you're in that area, be looking out for an individual on a bicycle. Ed Abdella, who's one of the coaches up there, is doing a 24-hour fundraiser ride for the band. What they did is as I'm being told, the band members took pledges for every mile. You know, like somebody give a nickel, dime, dollar, whatever they gave for every mile he can ride in a 24-hour time period. They did this last year, and apparently he did 351 miles. That would have been something important for you to know before you made a pledge, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it will start at 8 o'clock on Friday and go to 8 o'clock Saturday morning. So if you're up that way, day or night, be looking out for Ed on that bicycle of his, because you don't want to get near Ed and create a problem and cause the band not to raise funds because you weren't paying attention.
You think he'll use the turn signal?
I have no idea. I don't know that there's a requirement for him to use turn signals.
Well, let's look in your book.
I don't think I'd have to look. I don't think
Don't go back to the Bible. Don't go back to the Bible.
That's a good question. I don't think that bicyclists are required to give.
Yeah. But motorists are required to give them about a 3-foot easement.
That is very good, Roger. You are correct. There is a state law now that says you're supposed to.
I'm sitting up front in the class.
Not because, well, let's just leave it be.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're scared they'll start a fire in the back.
Pretty
of the
much.
bus.
Yeah.
Not in the book of Matthew.
Right. Keep the taser away from him, please.
Mr. Calhoun, can I have my Zippo back when I leave school today?
No. Has to be supervised. And he goes to the bathroom. He's not washing his hands, getting his paper towels dry his hands. He's getting tinder so he can start a fire.
Oh, my.
Once again.
While we're talking about hand signals, why don't you just make the hands of your special someone look so beautiful with a great new diamond or ruby or sapphire or emerald ring from LaBiche Jewelers this Christmas?
That's right. And, if you haven't bought that special lady something,
if she's going to give you a hand signal, make it look good.
That's exactly right. LaBiche Jewelers, they've been in business, how many years? 50, 60? Something like that.
Well, I can tell you, I can read their story.
Well, read the story.
It's right there on their website. You can go to LaBicheJewelers.com and you can hear the story of LaBiche Jewelers.
Well, I'll tell you, I use them exclusively because they're great. Not only do they have a broad selection of every kind of jewelry, they've got the really expensive stuff, but they have some reasonable things as well. So they've really got it all. But they also repair jewelry, and they've got experts there who will help you kind of through that process. And they guarantee all the products. I mean, it's really jewelry you can trust. They're not selling you something that looks great, but isn't worth anything.
Yeah.
These are people that are professional jewelers, and that's really important. You trust your jeweler, and I trust them. As I said, I use them all the time. I really do. And
their doors will open at 10 o'clock each weekday, and of course, they're going to be open on Saturday before. They'll be open this Saturday before Christmas. So they open the doors at 10, and they will be open Christmas Eve until, and then they'll be closed on Christmas, also on the 26th and the 27th, they will be closed. But if you messed up and you got your wife that new iron and ironing board
or the vacuum cleaner,
bring
it back. Yeah, don't do that.
They will be open after Christmas, right before. They'll be open Monday and Tuesday, and then they'll be closed again on New Year. So you'll have a chance to make amends if you messed up. But just don't take that risk. Go to LaBiche Jewelers now, right before Christmas, and get that special gift for that special someone.
That's right. The number, of course, 601-693-6071. They're at 2212 8th Street. That's in between 22nd and 23rd Avenue. Easy to find downtown, and just great folks over there.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
And I was talking to Stephen LaBiche yesterday, and he reminded me, and I don't have it on right now. I don't have any watch on right now, but they have a LaBiche. They have a LaBiche brand watch.
I bought one for my dad a couple years ago.
You know what? Because it says LaBiche on it, you get guaranteed batteries change. Whenever the battery's out, they'll change it for free.
Ha!
Can't beat
That's
that.
a deal.
For us, if you get a LaBiche watch, you got lifetime battery.
Mhm.
Can we mount that in my car so I can get a new car battery?
Interesting.
I don't
think that would work. However,
Okay.
we can talk to John down at Battery One Source.
Well, see what
See
they
if they
got.
can work some kind of deal
That
out.
much is from the sheriff's department. Yeah.
But LaBeouf Jewelers right there on 8th Street. Just go by. They won't open until 10, but when they're there, just go right in. And I guarantee I saw a lot of shiny, sparkly stuff when I was there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
LaBeouf Jewelers, folks, for this Christmas, it's got to be LaBeouf. All right, let's take a phone call. 601-485-9191. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Come in peace. Love everybody. There's nothing to do about it.
Ain't nothing.
All right, you guys may have talked about it, and I heard you speak of starting the driver's ed class again. Now, I'm speak of the emergency vehicle, driving the fire truck, ambulance, and whatnot. Now, and the rules say pull to the right when you hear the ambulance coming, siren coming. Now, that need to be tweaked some kind of way, because say, for example, you got a 3-lane road, and people will see you coming. All right, they may be over on the left lane. Then they'll freak out, and they say, "Oh, I'm going to get to the right." And sometimes they wait to the last minute. They cut right in front of the fire truck, trying to get over to the right. They trying to do what the law says, merge to the right. But it needs to be tweaked a little bit, explained a little more. Because I've seen numerous of times some will just stop right there in the middle, and some will just try to go all the way across the lane and get to the right at the last moment, trying to do the right thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, trust me, it's no more frustrating. We are frustrated the most by that, because I can't tell you the number of times, running lights and sirens, you come up behind somebody, and, they do, as you said, they're supposed to yield right of way. So they should get over to the right and just get out of the way. It's not complicated, and you'll have people go to the left, you go in the median, on an interstate or a highway, or stop, intersections, get on the wrong side of the road, and you're like, it's just really simple. Get to the right.
Well,
As
that's
best you
Well,
can.
they know that you're going to the right.
That's what he's saying. They come from left lane across 3 lanes of traffic, over right, and cut
Well,
across.
if it's an emergency vehicle, ambulance, fire truck, police, whoever, whatever lane they're in, if you'll get to their right, you're good. If you're on a 3 lane and they're in the center, let's just say they are, and you're in all the
Theoretically,
way,
they should be in the left lane if they're
they should be, but there may be traffic getting through traffic or something. Just slow down and stop almost. Slow down, let them get through and move on. But
yeah, you have to, and as the rule goes, you actually drive for 3: yourself, the other driver, and road conditions. So you got to factor all 3 of those in.
Correct.
And you're running with those lights.
You're doing a good commercial right here. We've talked about this, I think, last time. Deer season, hitting deer with cars, overdriving your headlights, driving for conditions. When you see that sign and it says speed limit 40 miles an hour, that is under optimum, road conditions. It's not dark. It's not foggy. It's not wet. Some people think 40 is the minimum. I can go 60 when it's raining and the wind's blowing and it's dark. Yeah, that's not what it means.
See, I'm going to see how many people listening. I can pull over to the right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So you get that on the radio, and so maybe I'm not doing a good service there.
Yeah, there's cars all over the county now are looking in the rearview mirrors and running into the people in front of them who've thrown on brakes because they can't figure out where that siren's coming from.
They got to think they're being chased.
That's
so they're running.
They're running.
That's
right.
And one last statement to Mr. Frazier. I'll be at your place Thursday night. We're having the Project Inspire. They're doing the graduation. They're going to send the kids off with a graduation dinner.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. That's your great place. So I'll see you there.
Well,
so I can get some of that black and red fish.
Well, I'm sorry. Now, I'm not going to be there. And I've worked a little bit with Project Inspire. I think it's a great organization. We actually had the kids come out to the restaurant a few weeks ago and kind of gave them a tour of the kitchen, talked about working in a restaurant business and that sort of thing. But I've got another commitment Thursday night, so I unfortunately will not be there.
Okay. Sound good.
All right.
Well,
But I appreciate you. Well, I'll tell everyone to watch out for you.
Oh, you better not cry. Mr. James is coming to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And usually what I do is order me a coconut pie to go.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. So,
Wow, I like that coconut. You're talking my language.
yeah, coconut cream pie.
Yes, indeed.
All right, you guys have a good day and keep up the good work.
Thank you,
All right,
Mr.
appreciate
James.
you.
Appreciate the phone call. And with that, we're just about out of time. We better take a break for like 22 hours.
Yep.
All right.
Do it.
Hey, folks. Sheriff, thank you. And
Thank y'all.
God bless everybody. And remember, buy local.
Merry Christmas.